It was a foggy evening when Sarah received an unmarked envelope at her doorstep. Inside was a single piece of parchment bearing only one line. Follow the golden rule, and you shall find what you seek. There was no sender, no explanation, just the cryptic message. Sarah, intrigued yet cautious, wondered if this was a prank or something more. The words stirred something deep inside her, a feeling she couldn't shake. What did it mean? What was she supposed to see? The next morning, her curiosity overpowered her fear, and she decided to follow the strange advice. Sarah walked into town, unsure where to begin her quest. Her mind kept returning to the phrase, golden rule. As she passed by the bakery, an old man, whom she had never seen before, approached her. He smiled kindly, holding out a loaf of bread. Here, he said softly, you look like you could use something to eat. Sarah hesitated for a moment before accepting the bread, feeling a warmth in his gesture. As she took it, the old man's voice echoed in her mind. Treat others as you wish to be treated. The golden rule. Was this her first step? Later that afternoon, Sarah found herself standing in front of a small antique shop. The door creaked open as she entered. An elderly woman, hunched over a counter, glanced up and smiled warmly. You've come at just the right time, she said. Without another word, the woman handed Sarah an ornate key. This is for you, child. It will unlock something important. Confused but compelled, Sarah accepted the key. The woman added softly, remember the golden rule. It will guide you. The strange interaction left Sarah wondering how much more of this rule she would have to follow to uncover the truth. Sarah left the shop and wandered through the town, key in hand, when she stumbled upon a narrow alley she had never noticed before. The alley was quiet, almost too quiet, and the air felt thick with anticipation. At the end of the alley stood an old wooden door, hidden beneath a layer of ivy. Intrigued, Sarah approached and, without thinking, inserted the key into the lock, turned with a soft, and the door creaked open, revealing a dark, empty room. But as soon as she stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind her, trapping her in the darkness. The room was pitch black, but as Sarah's eyes adjusted, she noticed faint outlines of objects, old furniture, a cracked mirror, and strange markings on the walls. At the center of the room was a pedestal with a glowing object. As she moved toward it, the walls seemed to shift and change, revealing more cryptic messages. One stood out. The key to the truth lies in the kindness you show others. The air grew heavier, and Sarah realized that this room wasn't just a physical space. It was a test of her ability to live by the golden rule, her every action being scrutinized. Suddenly, a voice echoed from nowhere. To proceed, you must make a choice. Help one, and you may save another. A doorway appeared in front of Sarah, but two paths were now visible. One path led to a faint light, and the other was shrouded in darkness. The voice continued, your choice will reveal your true nature. Sarah's heart raced. Should she take the light path, which felt safer, or venture into the dark? It was then that she remembered the golden rule. Treat others as you wish to be treated. She chose the dark path, hoping that kindness would guide her through the uncertainty. As Sarah walked into the darkness, the air grew colder, and whispers seemed to surround her. Suddenly, she was faced with an injured man lying on the ground, his face twisted in pain. His eyes met hers, and he begged for help, but something felt wrong. His presence was too eerie, and his voice was hauntingly familiar. Sarah, recalling the golden rule, knelt beside him and offered him a hand. I will help you, she said, her voice trembling. As she touched his hand, a surge of energy flooded the room, and the darkness receded. The man vanished, and a new path appeared. The darkness lifted, and Sarah was standing in front of a grand, ornate door. As she reached for the handle, the voice returned, saying, you have chosen the right path, but there is one final test. The door creaked open, revealing a grand hall filled with mirrors. Each mirror reflected Sarah, but some showed her moments of kindness, while others showed times she had been selfish. In the center of the room stood a glowing orb, pulsing with light. The voice echoed one last time, to claim your reward, you must see yourself as you truly are. Only then will the golden rule be fulfilled. Sarah stepped forward, gazing at the reflections. She saw the moments when she had helped others, but also the times when she had been selfish or cruel. As she looked deeper into the mirror, the image of a woman standing alone began to emerge. It was her, whole and complete, without judgment. She realized then that the golden rule wasn't about perfection, but about striving to be better every day, treating others with kindness no matter the circumstance. The orb orb before her pulsed brighter, and the door behind her opened, signaling the end of her journey. As Sarah stepped out into the daylight, the weight of her journey lifted. She had learned that the golden rule wasn't a rule to be followed, but a way of living, a principle that, when truly understood, could change not only the world around you, but also the world within. Sarah returned to her village, changed, with a new purpose. She greeted everyone she met with kindness, as though the echoes of her journey would continue to shape her life. And as she helped others, the world seemed to grow brighter, one small act of kindness at a time.